Could AI help you do more of what you love? Workday is the AI platform for HR and finance that actually knows your business. We help you handle the have-to-dos so you can focus on the can't-wait-to-dos. It's a new Workday.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you be in 3 places at once. And while we can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
And action! Hello and welcome to episode 362 of the Filmmakers Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk filmmaking, from indie film to studio film, to TV to documentary and everything in between. How to get them made, how to make them, and how to try not to royally F it up, in our very, very humble opinion. I'm Giles Alderson. I'm a writer, director and a producer. And on today's show, we have Adam Deacon. And Adam sits down to talk to us about his brand new film, Sumotherhood, which he stars in, he wrote it, and he also directs as a solo director for the first time. He's also joined at the end of this episode by his co-writer, co-producer and fellow star, Jazzie Zonzolo as well. But first of all, Adam Deacon. He sits down with myself and Dom Lenoir, and he talks about starring in and making films. If you don't know Adam Deacon, you will definitely know his films that he starred in. He was the lead role in Kidulthood and the sequel Adulthood, and then his directorial debut, which he co-directed, called Anuvahood. But as an actor, he starred in Ali G in the House, 4321, Bonded by Blood, Jack Falls, Shank, Everywhere and Nowhere, Payback Season, To Dream, which was lensed by occasional Filmmakers Podcast host Andy Roger. The Bromley Boys, which interestingly was produced by Dean Fisher. He's been on the podcast twice, if not 3 times. Adam has also starred in the Intent to the Come Up Rogue Break, which again was produced by Dean Fisher and also Terry Dwyer, and the pair of them produced my directed film The Stranger in Our Bed. And after Anuvahood, Time Out, a magazine labelled Adam Deacon the new face of youth cinema, and then in February won the BAFTA Rising Star Award. And Adam's latest feature film is Sumotherhood, where he stars as Kenneth, and like I say, he wrote, produced and directed this movie. Sumotherhood it's a comedy, huge, big in your face, big ass comedy. It's also called a crime drama, but it definitely has those elements, but it is a fantastic balls out comedy. It's about Rico and Kane, which was played by Adam and Jazzie, who've got it all. Big dreams, no respect, and a 15 grand debt. So could things get any worse? Yes, you bet they can. Film was also produced by Finn Bruce, execced by Kevin Bishop, Barry McNichol and Robert Williams. It was shot, lensed and given it its gorgeous look by Simon Stolland, and it was cast by Heather Baston. The film stars Jennifer Saunders, Danny Sapani, Peter Serafinowicz, Ed Sheeran, Jamie Winston, Kevin Bishop, Richie Campbell, Vass Blackwood, Jeremy Corbin, and of course Jazzie Zonzolo and Adam Deacon. So Adam Deacon, he has had troubles follow him during his career as a filmmaker, but what I really like about him is he's come out the other side. He admits it now, you know, he's diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and that really affected his career for a while. And now he's got himself together. He looks great. He's just made a classic comedy British indie film, and he's got his career back on track. And it just goes to show, wherever you are in your life, you can rise up, and you can make things happen for yourself. because Sumotherhood was distributed by Paramount Pictures. Paramount Pictures picked this up after they'd shot it. It's really, really cool. So let's get to it. This is myself, Dom Lemoir, chatting with Adam Deacon, and after we've had a wonderful chat with him, Jazzie will join us for a follow-on chat. So sit back, relax, enjoy this. Myself, Charles Alderson, Dom Lemoir as my fellow host, and our guest this week, Adam Deacon. Enjoy. Hey, Adam, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah? Yeah, welcome to the Filmmakers Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, honestly. And well done, well done
thank
on
you.
your success, it's been a journey.
Yeah,
right?
it has,
So well done. How's it feel right now? How are you feeling?
It feels really surreal. It feels mad. Obviously, it's been an 8-year process getting to this point.
Wow.
And to be here now, the day of the premiere, pretty surreal feeling, yeah. I just feel really proud and just really happy, yeah.
So what was the genesis of getting this started from the word go, idea, what you wanted to say about this film that was specific to this?
Me and Jazzie, we spent so long, and Michael at the start, trying to work out what kind of film we wanted to make. So we spent a long time trying to work out the characters, and I felt like we wanted it to be around these two roadmen, right? That obviously on paper, you shouldn't necessarily like these characters, but we wanted to make them likable and friendly. And so, yeah, they kind of get up to no good, but you kind of end up rooting for them. That's always what we wanted to do, yeah. But yeah, like I said, it was a long process. A lot of rejection along the way. A lot of it was kind of us just having to believe in our product and keeping the faith, really.
It's something we talk about a lot, with our filmmakers, is keeping that faith, because it can be so hard and devastating and hurts your heart so much when you put your soul into something and no one else wants it. Yeah. And you have to keep knocking down the door. You have to keep doing it. What was it that worked for you, do you think? If you talk about some of those failures as well over that 8-year process, 'cause I think that'd be fascinating. But also, what turned the tide? What was it you felt that suddenly did work?
Well, yeah, it was years of kind of going up for meetings, trying to find funding and just getting the same response, really. It seems like a really good film, but we've never really seen this comedy mixed with action and drama, and it's never really been done, so we're not going to be the first to do it. And I was quite taken back by that, if I'm being honest, because I thought, look, we had a good script. My first film, Anuvahood, it done really well successfully, so I didn't really think there'd be that much of a struggle to get the film made. But then it came to a point where I realised we're going to have to try and fund this film ourselves and get the film made so that we can show distributors, because I felt like that was the only way people were going to really see the vision. So we found the investment, big up Robert Williams and Barry McNichol and Kevin Bishop for seeing the project through when no one else would. And we made the film. And it just feels crazy to kind of be at a place where we're being distributed by Paramount UK. It's just, it's mad, yeah.
So how did that raising of finance? I mean, how did you go in and pitch this? What was the?
I actually had a friend, Leon Black, call me up and say, look, I know you're kind of at the end of your tether, and I know you're not up for any more meetings, but I really think you should go to this meeting. And I just met up with Robert Williams and Barry McNichol in I think it was a Turkish restaurant, and it was really weird because they said they funded the film based on me, really, not on the script. They said they never read the script. I think Rob went through his own kind of personal mental health issues, and he always knew that you can recover from a breakdown. And he was willing to give me a chance, and he knew that I could do the job, and he took a chance on me, yeah.
We found that quite a lot, haven't we, where people have gone in and presented this whole package, and they've done the decks and the image reels, and they've got this whole thing, they're ready to talk about it. And at the end of the day, investors invest in people.
Yeah.
Because they see a long-term goal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right?
So otherwise it's just a single film. It could be a success, it could be a flop. But if you're investing in someone and you sort of believe in them, then you've got 5 or 6, you've got long-term.
And I was really taken back by that, at that first meeting when they were like, look, we want to invest in you and your creativity. And it was like, I think after so many years of kind of hitting a brick wall and getting rejected and just getting told no, it was mad to feel that, no, there are people out there that get the vision. And what I love about the whole team is it means so much to the whole team. Everyone like put their whole heart into this, and it's become a real passion project for everyone working on it.
What was the kind of the vision and what you think sold them on you and this idea? What was it that kind of drove you to want to make this movie?
I feel like I wanted to step the levels up from Anuvahood, and that's kind of how I pitched it. It was like, this is a new, improved version of Anuvahood with more drama, more action, also has a strong message. And yeah, it was like, I was just really happy that someone finally got what I was trying to do, yeah.
And that feeling is incredible. And maybe you're the same as us, is you still don't believe it.
Yeah.
Like someone says, yeah, we're going to do it. And you go, okay,
well, I can't,
but
if I'm being honest, I can't really believe it now. I can't believe I'm sitting here with you now because, you know,
because
at one
you've always
point
wanted to be on the Filmmakers Podcast.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
We hear this from so many guests.
Life goals achieved.
Yeah, no, but honestly, it's like, I think at one point in my career, it just felt like this would never happen. So it does. There's many times in the last few days where I've just had to kind of stop myself and pinch myself and think, wow, we actually did this, you know, me and the team, it's mad.
What do you do when you get to those moments where you're thinking about giving up? Are you trying to put in other projects in place as like a sort of something to give you a backup, or are you just like, I'm all in on this, I'm really going to take some time out to regroup?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is hard when your spirits get down, you get rejected a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of times we kind of stopped for a little while, regrouped, thought of a new strategy. But I feel like I was really blessed that I had Michael Vu and Jazzie by my side, because we were there for each other through the whole process. And if one of us was feeling like, oh, you know, I just feel like giving up, or we were there to pick the other person up. So, it was really amazing working with the team, yeah.
And this is your first time as a solo director? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel that's the case.
Yeah.
Was that always your intention, to say, I am going to direct this somewhere?
To be honest with you, I always wanted to direct myself. If I'd have had my way, I wouldn't have had a co-director, say, on Anuvahood, because I felt like it was my baby and I wanted to be in control of that. So it was great on this project to not have to have them fights and you know, you're clashing on certain ideas, and it was just, I could do my thing. And I felt like I always wanted to prove myself to the industry, to let them know that, look, yes, you've read things about me in the past that might scare you, but I've been acting since I was 12 years old, and I can do this. Like, I've got creativity in my blood. Like, so I feel like I wanted to prove myself. That meant a lot to me, yeah.
So how do you balance as a director and an actor? Do you have the DOP sort of as like your trusted opinion, or the AD, or is it like your friends? Do you watch stuff back? Like, how do you kind of gauge your performance when you're in the performance at the same time?
Yeah, it was tricky. I feel like I'd ask people's opinions on set, whoever's behind the monitor, whether that be Finn or even the makeup girl sometimes. I'd literally go up to them and say, well, what do you think? Like, what take do you think? Because you kind of want other people's opinions. But I was very much, it was quite tricky, because you'd be doing a scene and you'd be acting with, say, 4 actors. You're trying to remember your dialogue and make sure Rico's doing his job. But you've always got one eye on what they're doing. And then all of a sudden you'd have to cut in the middle of the scene and run behind the monitor, check out what you've shot. But there was so many times when I was behind the monitor and I was just like, wow, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I can't believe we're getting this footage. So yeah, I wouldn't have had it any other way. I feel like, especially where we spent so long writing the script, it was like, I wouldn't want to give this over to someone else. I feel like I knew this inside out. So yeah, it felt really natural to come and direct it.
Yeah, I'm saying I co-directed when I sort of first started a little bit. And it was that difficult. It wasn't difficult.
It's tricky.
But it's tricky.
Yeah,
You've got to make sure that other person has to just be... There can only really be one voice. So that other person has to just talk to the one voice who's speaking. Yeah, you know, or they're more technical.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, you know, I was a lot younger when I'd done Anuvahood. So it was kind of trying to prove myself at that time, to let people know, look, I can direct. I do know what I'm doing. That was a struggle on Anuvahood. But we didn't really have that on Sumotherhood. I feel like the whole team trusted me. We had a really good crew. Big up Finn Bruce, amazing producer. Yeah, everyone worked so hard.
So going in, again, your process as a director, do you, especially when you're acting in something as well, did you go quite in depth trying to make sure that everyone understood your vision in advance? Like, I mean, like the camera, the production design.
We were really lucky. We had a lot of rehearsal time, which I thought was really important. I pushed for that. So we had rehearsal time, and we just got to, you know, just go over it and over it until it was perfect. And what I love about, I'm so proud of the cast, but I feel like everyone gave it their all, and everyone knew that we were trying to create something different. You know, everyone knew their lines. Everyone came on set and they just smashed it. Yeah.
That must have been fascinating for you. But jumping on Dom's question a little bit, did you spend time like doing like decks and vision boards and storyboards? How was that?
A lot of it was kind of talking what I wanted, because I feel like being an actor myself, I felt like I knew how to communicate with another actor to kind of get what we needed out of them. It wasn't always easy because not everyone was an actor. You know, you got musicians and politicians.
Sure.
But I felt like if there's just a way that I can get what I need, sometimes with Jeremy, it'll be like, I would say the line and he would repeat it.
Right.
So he'd literally copy how I'm doing it. And so there was many methods. But as long as we got what we wanted on the monitor, I was just happy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And working with DP then as well, and working like in that world and playing with cameras. Was that interesting? Because obviously people say sometimes in a comedy, oh, you don't really need to move the cameras as much, or you can just... Actually, no, and you did a lot, and especially with the action. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. I felt it was very well done.
Some of the hardest parts of the film was actually the fight sequences, because we tried to do a lot in a very short space of time. You know, it was quite a low budget film. We didn't have that much time. So a lot of it was experimenting. We had a great stunt coordinator. He helped out so much. And but yeah, we wanted to experiment with cameras, with drones. We always had 2 cameras on set. It's just to capture everything. We didn't want anything not to be captured. So, and I think when you're doing comedy, it's easy, you know, if you was to work with 1 camera, then you've got another actor off camera and they've done something so amazing, you haven't actually captured it. So I knew it was important to have 2 cameras at all times.
Was it also important to be kind of mobile, so you could move quickly with, you know, the actors moving and the stunts and that? Well,
Simon's amazing at what he does, and Simon, we spent a lot of time trying to give Sumotherhood its look, its feel. Obviously Simon worked on Blue Story, and that was a lot more gritty. It was a drama, and it was like we wanted this just to have a kind of feel that it said comedy. And I feel like we spent a long time in the grade trying to experiment with different colours, and I feel like it's got a real kind of music video feel to it, a look, which I'm really proud of, yeah.
Yeah, no, it comes across totally.
Thank you.
You hit that vision, absolutely. And even all the artwork and everything for this film, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. It feels fresh, even though you sort of have seen this sort of look, but yet this feels fresh, even when I've seen all the billboards. I've gone, oh, okay.
It stands out. Definitely
It stands out.
Yeah,
it's got its own
well,
voice.
You know, I've got to thank Paramount UK for that, because, like, it was really collaborative, you know, the way we worked, and they'd listen to my ideas and I'd listen to their ideas, and I feel like what we captured through the posters and through the trailer, it just had the right balance of what we needed, really. I feel like it's got, you know, the throwback to Anuvahood, the nostalgia. So yeah, I was really happy with how Paramount made it all happen. Yeah,
that's nice. When did they come on? Did they come on, like you said before, we wanted to shoot it, get it out there, and then show distributors? Was that the case? Did you finish it? Right.
Yeah, we finished the movie. We still had a lot of work to do when we started showing distributors, but there was enough of a movie for them to see what we had. I mean, we still had to put the score in and a bit of ADR and stuff like that, but we had a film to show people. And yeah, it was amazing when we stepped into Paramount, because it felt like that was our home. They got it. And it was really crazy for me to get my head around the fact that it's not often that Paramount would take on a film like this. So we feel really privileged. I know the whole team feel really privileged that we've managed to get that deal across the line, really. Yeah.
What were some of the things that maybe they had they wanted to? I mean, was there much notes in terms of, okay, maybe we can change this, or maybe we can play with this, or was it kind of more like, okay, we like this bit and let's strengthen this?
Yeah, I think one of the main notes, I always wanted to go for quite a long comedy, right? So I was kind of in my own world thinking, you see all these kind of, you know, these movies like superhero films, and they're like 3 hours long sometimes, and I was like, could we get away with having a kind of action comedy that goes on for that long? And everyone was like, you're going a bit mad. And obviously, I kind of had to realise, no, I think what Paramount done, we spent time cutting it down, making it snappier. And I'm really happy with the edit. I really am, Yeah,
it's incredibly, like the energy is very, very high all the way from the start to the end, which is quite an achievement for a 2-hour film, like, to keep that level of pace up.
Yeah, I think I've got to shout out Jazzie and Richie Campbell, because they kept the energy at like 100 at all times. So I don't know how they kept that energy all the way through. It was amazing.
Well, let's talk about that then in terms of your energy, because it's so hard directing a movie anyway. You're also the lead in it. You know, you're in the movie.
Yeah.
So how does that, like you say, how did you manage your energy levels? How did you manage your brain space?
Well, I feel like normally when you're acting on a film set, you've got a lot of time, you know, in the green room and waiting. And so I'd normally go over my lines and I'd be acting out how I want to do the scene, kind of on the day as well. But with this, being a director, I didn't have that opportunity. So I knew I had to be word perfect months before we started pre-production.
Yeah.
So I was there kind of going through my lines. Yeah, weeks and months kind of spending that time doing that, so that when I was on set I could just focus on the directing. I knew Rico at the back of my hand. It was like we had that. So yeah, there was like a time and a place for everything, really. Yeah.
Can you talk about the music and like how that informed, like, you know, the whole tone and the style of it?
Yeah, the music was really important to me. I feel like that was one of the main things I wanted to get right, because I knew that, yeah, you can make a great film, but if the music wasn't authentic and it wasn't right, people would just turn off. We were really blessed with great music supervisors. A lot of the artists supported us, let us have their music, let us have the rights to their music. Yeah, I was really taken back by the level of support we had with the artists as well, actually. Yeah, big up Skepta and Idris Elba and Fanatics. It was like, yeah.
Because like the start of the music, it's the start of the movie. It's the music and it's the, you know, the cinematography that like really grabs you and kind of sets the tone for it.
Yeah.
Was that always clear in your mind, that opening to the film?
It was. I knew how I wanted the opening sequence. Probably like when we first started 8 years ago. I knew what track I wanted. I knew I wanted to kind of mix in the kind of comedy with Rico and Kane driving around in East London, but also at the same time have riot footage, just to kind of remind the audience where Rico and Kane are from and the world they live in, that it's not all comedy, there's some real life issues there as well. So just hopefully subtly we've done that with the music. And
And Ed Sheeran coming on board as well. You know, did you know him? Was it just you shouted out to him?
No, I always knew we wanted Ed in the film, right? But I didn't know how we were going to make that happen. And Kevin Bishop, one of the producers on the film,
and brilliant comedian as well.
Yeah, brilliant, amazing comedian. Yeah. He reached out to Ed and we managed to have a FaceTime. And he was like, yeah, look, I grew up with Anuvahood, you know, I went to see it 3 times with my mates and I'd love to be in the film. So I was like, it was like, wow, okay. Yeah. And he's like, look, I don't really want to play myself. I'd love to give acting a proper chance. And I think when I heard that, I was like, okay, how far can we push this? I want the world to see Ed Sheeran. They've never seen him before.
I mean, we did.
But I love that because he didn't take what he done too serious. He takes the art really serious, but he didn't take the comedy. Yeah. He didn't take himself too serious. And he's a perfectionist. You know, he learnt his lines. It was really dialogue heavy. He improvised and it made the edit. And yeah, we've become really good friends now. Yeah,
that's amazing. Was that always the idea to do that, like that sort of caliber of scene with him? Like, was he on board straight away, or did he need a bit of talking around? Because I mean, it's quite out of his usual bubble.
Yeah, I think obviously, you know, where he watched Anuvahood, I think he was a big fan of Ashley Walters' performance of a crackhead in Anuvahood. So it was like, could we do the Ed Sheeran version, basically? Yeah,
right. Brilliant. And what happens when you had issues on set, you know, because we all go through the dark days where things aren't going right, or there's a problem with the camera look or performance, whatever it is. How did you get around something like that? How do you cope in those situations?
I feel like compared to how I worked on Anuvahood, I learned to deal with the stress so much better. You know, obviously I've grown up, you know, I'm a lot older now than what I was. But I just remember everything was a big thing on Anuvahood. Like, if something went wrong, I was like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But I learned through the process of trusting your team. You know, you've got great people around you. Trust in them. Understand they do this. This is their job. So there's always going to be a way. Again, I've got to big up Finn Bruce. Always had a way of dealing with any obstacle that came up. Jazzie, we were like brothers on set, so he was very calming at times when I just needed to have a chat and let off some steam. He'd be there for me. But I think it was really the team that got us through it. You know, there was always someone that could deal with any problem that arises.
Yeah, that support network is so important, and also just the the atmosphere you create on set, being somewhere that's like friendly and open to creativity and trying sort of, exciting stuff out. So that's great.
And it sounds like you exactly did that, like you were talking to the makeup artist, saying, actually, what did you think? And that makes people feel involved. I'm allowed to have a voice, and therefore people feel safe. So when there is a problem, people go out their way to help more.
Of course,
A lot of filmmakers forget that. They think, I'm in charge. You'll do what I say, and then people stop working for you. So it seems like you created a brilliant environment.
No, we had a really good vibe on set. I felt like I missed out sometimes because I'd look over and I see Jazzie and the rest of them on set having a laugh when they're waiting around to go on set, and I always had something to do, but. There was a lot of banter, there was a lot of vibes. It was a lovely set.
What do you feel like you learnt specifically on this film, going forward as a director? Maybe is there anything, like any scenes or things in the edit that you realise is like, okay, next time this I really I've really learnt from this?
I think I learnt to trust the process a lot more. Trust that everything has its time and place, and that you might be shooting a scene on set and you feel like, I didn't quite capture that. I don't think we got it. And then you go back to the edit and you realise, no, you have got it. Actually, look at that take there. Look at that shot there. That's exactly what I wanted. So it's kind of like just realising that it's going to be okay, It's going to be fine at the end of the day, and you've got a great team around you. Everything will be fine. Just trust the process.
And I suppose nothing is perfect in every single take, but if you've got a good cinematographer on set, you've got a good script supervisor, you're going to be able to piece things, good editing, you'll be able to piece things together.
And we had amazing editors. I was in the edit all the way through, and like with me, I want to see everything in the edit. I don't want anything to be left out. I want to see every shot, every take, and then just kind of mix match the best of it, really, put it all together and get the comedy out of it that way.
Did you find in the edit sometimes that, especially if you're sort of improvising a little bit, and I know you're not a massive improvisation fan, but at the same time, especially when it's not seasoned performers, they won't do the same continuity. How did you deal with that in the edit? Did you just go, well, the scene works, so I'm not bothered? Or...
Yeah. There was many times where I'll be doing a scene and I'll be like, I'm not sure that's going to work, but... I'm not sure. But then you get to the edit, you've got fresh eyes.
Yes.
You're in a different place when you're in the edit room, and you realise, actually, okay, maybe I was wrong. Maybe that does work. And there was little things you find, like Ed Sheeran improvising on set. He made that remix himself. If your balls don't smell like they used to before, that was Ed. He improvised that. He come out of it, and I was like, that's got to stay in the edit. That's amazing.
Did everything shot make it into the movie? Like all the scenes at least. And was there anything you needed to pick up or do?
No. There's quite a bit that got cut out of the film because, like I said, we had quite a long script.
Epic.
We had quite an epic film in the sense of it was quite long. But I feel like I'm really happy with the edit we've got. I feel like it's snappier. I remember when I was talking to the guys at Paramount, they were like, look, Adam, you've got to realise a lot of it is funny. So you don't worry about losing a little bit of funniness. It's okay to lose something. The main thing is getting the story going at a rapid pace. And I'm happy. I hope one day maybe I could do a director's cut so I can get to show the world some of the stuff we lost. I'd like that.
Was it difficult balancing the comedy and the drama? Because it's there's moments when you have to obviously go quite deep into the drama stuff, and then there's a lot of comedy in it.
I think that part all came down to the writing. I feel like with me, Michael and Jazzie, we spent a long time trying to carve out how it was going to flow into, wild comedy, into quite a serious scene where you've got real gangsters saying some real serious things. So we tried to navigate it in a way where it wouldn't surprise us on set. When we were on set, we knew how we were going to do it.
You've talked brilliantly in the past as well about mental health and issues. Sort of going, okay, how do I get from here to here? And dark times. Moving forward in terms of your next film, and not just actually making the film, but in terms of those times when hopefully it's not 8 years before you make another film. What do you think you might do? Mentally, because what's great about now as well is people are talking about it. It's World Mental Health Day today, and people are being very open about which we weren't allowed to do before. Of course, people were ostracized for that, and you weren't. It was unfair.
Definitely,
And now you're very open about it and saying, actually, This is okay to talk about. How do you feel about that now, and especially moving forward to the next film?
Yeah, I feel like when we first started writing this film, I'd look online and I'd see some of the stuff that was written about me, and I'd think to myself, wow, this is quite scary for a lot of people to read this. And I knew that one day, if I could get this film across, if I can make this film, then I've got to kind of touch on certain issues that I went through. I felt like not only was it therapeutic for me, but I felt like I had to take some kind of ownership in that, and to realise that let's just talk about it. If I don't have to take this that serious and be scared of it, then you don't have to be that scared of it either. And I feel like, yes, I wanted to kind of get people talking about mental health, especially for young men, to realise it's okay to talk about stuff. I love the fact that Kane in the film, he often mentions, have you taken your meds? Rico's got bipolar, I've got bipolar. So even though me and Rico are totally different characters, obviously there's certain things that are similar. So I think the overall thing was that I wanted to start a conversation, and I wanted to let people know you don't have to be scared. I just wanted to break down that stigma of mental health.
And that's such a great message. And when you can watch a film and you can identify with something that's really challenging that you might be going through personally, that's such a great reward to give to the audience. And I think that's something that's universal, for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, like I said, you want to direct again, right?
I do. I love directing.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
There's something magical about it.
Yeah, it is magical. Like, I felt so blessed. Like, I'd count my blessings every day. Like, I honestly love directing. I love the whole process. I love doing the score, the edit, everything that is part of directing. I hope it's not a 10-year wait before I get to direct again. I'd also like to work on other people's work and put my stamp on someone else's script as well. So it's exciting, yeah.
Is there any like genres or other directions that you're interested in exploring?
I love horror. I love drama. I definitely I don't only want to stick to comedy. When I started in my career, there was a lot more drama that I'd be part of and stuff. So I don't want to lose that.
But comedy, I think comedy and drama are always very closely linked anyway, and the comedy can often disguise the drama underneath. So
well, for me, it was like when I was doing films like Kidulthood and all that, like my character Jay at the time, it was written quite aggressive and quite obnoxious, and I wanted to improvise a little bit. I actually got in trouble on set for improvising too much, but I was like, I felt like I wanted to add a little bit of lightheartedness to a character like Jay. And when that film came out and I realised that some of the lines that I improvised actually worked and people were laughing, that's when I kind of reached out to Michael Vu and I was like, I think we need to take comedy a little bit more serious. And if it can work on a film like Kidulthood, then actually let's go full out and make a comedy film. And yeah, it feels good doing that, yeah.
I love that. And finally, a little bit of advice for directors and actors out there, and if they want to make their film, what's the best bit of advice you think you could give them?
I think the main bit of advice I could give is to never give up. And I know you hear that a lot, but it would have been so easy for us to just think, you know what, this is not going anywhere, let's just stop now. And we would never have been here now. So it's like, if you've got an idea, find a way. Everyone's got a camera phone now. You've got things like YouTube. You can upload things online. I feel like if you've got a good idea and you've got a good concept, there's always going to be some way to find an audience. And step by step, don't expect everything all at once. But if you work hard, you learn your craft, then anything's possible. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. It's been such a pleasure, Adam.
No, thank you.
Yeah, Adam Deacon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for chatting.
Pleasure. Sumotherhood is out in cinemas now.
Check it out.
Watch it.
So that was Adam Deacon joining myself, Dom Noir, at the Soho Hotel in one of their rooms. They also filmed this episode as well, so hopefully, if I've put it up there, it will be on YouTube. So do go watch us bumble our way through trying to be presenters with a camera on us. We do our best. But Adam's amazing. And also Jazzie as well, Jazzie Zonzolo. He joins us next. We have about a 6-minute chat with him and Adam talking about the writing process, what it was like making the script together, and also what it was like producing together. Jazzie has starred in the movie Water and Fire, It's a Lot, Feds, and Anuvahood. Before we dive in with Adam and Jazzie, why don't we play the trailer for Sumotherhood for you? Fancy it? We have no choice. Here it is.
Start from the beginning.
Yo, Bizzle, click like it's showtime.
Is it some type of prank or something?
This ain't no prank, rude boy. This is Crime Watch UK live and direct in your face. Click like.
Hey, Sprinkle. If you wanted to play with a big, hard toy, then you should have just asked.
You know, man was just joking, innit?
Shut up, you dickhead. Leave it, yeah? Seriously, I can explain.
When I run into your home.
Allow it, painting Alexa. Stop the music, fam.
Sorry, fam. Click clack.
Barry got the wet
Pussy, I was trying to rub this.
We're a laughing stock, man.
for the pot. Not even for
I'm out here looking for redemption, bruv. Are you on it or not?
Yeah, I'm on it, cuz. We're gonna need some more soldiers. I'm gonna call my man them, innit?
I ain't got time for your CBBC man in blood. This time, we do something that's gonna finally put us on the map. Give me everything you got! Pounds, 10p's, 5p's, and even the brown pennies!
You want the pennies?
Fuck me, how much longer is this gonna take?
Ring, ring, pussy, it's your mummy on the phone.
so hard is my mantra.
Rico and Kane, bang, bang, all day, midday.
Man said all day, midday. I love that.
Don't do it, there is no try.
Think you're a bad man, yeah?
They don't call me bipolar boy for nothing, you know.
That's frozen in time.
Allow it, man!
We work all night till we see the sunrise.
You are beautiful.
Hold on.
Hello. Can't you see this? He's a double yellow light.
It's my mantra. If you down, just turn it up.
Oi, what you not saying?
What the fuck, man?
That's nasty.
Can you not do that?
I'm going to need some more of your product.
Allow it, waste man.
You are sick.
Who is Rico?
Click clack.
It's Rico and Kane. Try to lock me up like some cage animal. This ain't 12 years a slave, cuzzy. This is some otherhood.
Your balls don't smell like they used to.
Can you shut the fuck up? I'm trying to watch Gogglebox.
It's baseball, but so much more. Go bananas for Banana Ball with ESPN on Disney+. The greatest show in sports.
Are you kidding me?
Is the phenomenon everyone's talking about.
The trick play to the plate.
Catch the Savannah Bananas and other fan favorite teams all season long with select games streaming with ESPN on Disney+.
Let's go!
U.S. residents, 18 plus only. Select Banana Ball games available to all Disney Plus subscribers. Terms apply.
Welcome.
Yes, man. Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. You worked together on the script.
Yeah,
Worked
yeah.
together
And
producing
Michael
the
Vu,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, with Michael as well. How was that? You know, I know you did.
It was a crazy process, yeah. Obviously, I worked with Michael Vu on Anuvahood. I think he's an amazing writer, so great at what he does. But this was a process of like us three coming together, just spending a lot of time with the script. You know, it's gone through so many changes over the years, and we just wanted every word to be thought out. Every sentence had to have a kind of flow to it, and yeah.
You thought about
every little detail to it, yeah.
Every little detail of this film, seriously.
Is that a lot of workshopping? Like, do you like to get together and get a bunch of the actors there and say stuff out loud?
No, how we worked is me and Jazzie would improvise a lot. We would spend time improvising, and then I'd be there writing down some of the stuff that worked. Michael he prefers sometimes to work in his own way at home, going through some of the ideas that we've had and then perfecting it, and kind of sometimes doing a blueprint for certain scenes. But I feel like, it was everyone kind of works their own way, but when you put it all together, we just kind of created some otherhood,
And obviously from your previous work, did you bring that into the characters, and was that something that was really important as well?
Yeah, I feel like for me it was always important to have the same style of comedy that Anuvahood had, had the same nostalgia, but then add a bit of a different dimension to it, you know, adding the drama and the action, having some kind of messages in there, setting it in an authentic setting, but just try and do something that hasn't really been done before in the UK. You know, that that fast-paced energy. We wanted to see it in a British film.
Yeah, I feel like when we kind of started the process, we looked at the American films and was just like just look at those films like Rush Hour and stuff like that, and we just looked at the UK and was like, right, we don't actually have that, and we just wanted to kind of just, you know, have our own little version and just our own spin of things, innit?
Was that level of energy in the script, or was that something that sort of came in more with the casting and the working with the actors?
No, I feel like it was definitely in the script, but then when you obviously work with actors, like when there's one thing like writing a line for Jazzie, but then when you see Jazzie perform the line, he brings so much energy into it. Like, I remember doing a bank scene, I was like, Jazz, are you sure you're going to be able to keep this energy for the next 5 takes we've got to do? And he did, and and obviously, you know, every actor works differently, but yeah, I feel like every actor brought what they needed to make that character work.
We had
an amazing team.
We had a really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's talk about the script writing process a little bit more for us then, in terms of, are you doing like a treatment first? Are you just going, let's chuck it down?
No, I think we've done everything. We started off getting our ideas. We spent a long time on just the basics of what we wanted the film to be. Like, what kind of characters were these guys going to be? We spent a lot of time, and then we wanted to write a synopsis, and that's when Michael got on board.
A lot of it was just kind of like just us, literally just how we are now. Like me and Adam would just literally sit down and just talk, and we would talk and talk.
It's like, no, that's not good enough. Let's get better. We can get better than that. We can get a funnier joke than that. Yeah, just constant in trying to improve ourselves, really.
And then all of a sudden you start seeing us, like, once we started getting to the flow of things, you'll see Adam standing up and he's acting out certain things, and we're like, let's keep that. And then the process just starts to happen, and then Michael comes down, and then, you know, he puts his blueprint in as well, and we're kind of blessed, really. We're blessed to kind of like have that process.
I think it's nice that we're all on the same page with what we're trying to make as well.
Did that kind of improvisation go into like the you know, the shoot and the edit as well? Like, were you kind of still changing stuff, or did you stick quite
improvisation?
Doesn't like
Yeah, so it's really weird for me, because obviously when I'm an actor and I've worked on other previous jobs, I do quite a bit of improvisation myself, but I feel like when I'm directing, I don't think it's just a directing thing. I think when we've worked so hard on our script and we thought about every word, I'm a stickler for keeping to the script. So what I normally do is have a few takes where we get what we need from the script, and then if we've got the time, experiment a little bit more, improvise. But we did let people improvise, and it worked. Some of it doesn't work, but some of it does work, and we kept it in the edit.
And the producing side again together as well. How is that? Because this is like
that was amazing, man.
I feel like it just comes naturally, because like this is our baby. Like we created this, so I feel like producing was just that. The next thing that we had to do,
we had to do it because we just knew everything. Like, it was me and Adam just know exactly how what like from the clothes. We just knew everything, like what we wanted from the clothes to the music to everything. So
and we had a great team as well, you know. Big up Finn Bruce, big up Barry McNichol, Rob, Kevin, Michael. Everyone cared about this project, and there was a lot of heart behind it.
Yeah, and you can see that. Well done, guys.
Thank you, man. Seriously, thank you.
Done.
Best luck with the movie.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So that was Adam Deacon and Jazzie Zonzolo for you, talking about their feature film Sumotherhood, which is out in cinemas now. Go support. It's really cool. It's really fun. You'll have a great night out. Oh yeah. So coming up for you next week, we have, if all goes to plan, Foe director, F-O-E, director Garth Davis. He is also the director of Lion, his debut movie. This is his third movie. And it's called Foe, and it stars Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal. Yeah, it's that good. Anyway, that's coming up for you next week. Until then, what are you doing this week to make your film, your TV show happen? What are you going to do about it? How are you getting your film ready? Are you getting your pitch ready? Are you going to think about that pitch? You're going to think about what you're going to say? Are you going to find a DP? You're going to finish that script. Wherever you are now, if you're on a cycle ride, if you're on the tube, or if you're in the bath, I hope that you're thinking about that. because that's what I want, and I want to hear from you. Get in touch at thefilmmakerspodcast@gmail.com. So until next Tuesday, go out there, make your film, make it happen, believe in yourself, and if you're lucky enough to rise up and do well, it is your duty to send the elevator back down. So until then, take care, everyone. Bye bye.